Welcome to Story Pie. Let me tell you a wonderful story called The Robot Factory's Burst of Joy. In a wondrous robot factory nestled among hills of glittering gears and bubbling circuits, lived a Dodger blue donut named Dizzy. Dizzy wasn't just any donut, she could fly. With a whoop, Dizzy would zoom around, leaving trails of colorful sprinkles wherever she went. Her hole wasn't just for looks, it was a portal to the laugh dimension. Dizzy loved telling the silliest jokes, her sprinkles changing color with each laugh. Red for a good chuckle, green for a belly laugh, and sometimes, even a sparkly gold for the funniest jokes of all. Isabelle, a young girl with a passion for unicorns and drawing, often visited the factory. She would sketch fantastical creatures with her magic pencils, her imagination as boundless as the factory's ceiling. Gabriel, a boy who loved exploring the whispering woods, was another regular. He'd marvel at the intricate designs, always searching for secret pathways among the mechanical wonders. "Look at that giant gear," Gabriel would say. "It reminds me of the sun." Together they would follow Dizzy, giggling with delight. One sunny morning, while performing a particularly spectacular spin, Dizzy found herself stuck. She had flown into a narrow space between two giant cogs, her spinning slowed by the tight squeeze. "Whoop!" she cried. "I'm stuck!" Isabelle and Gabriel rushed over, their faces a mix of concern and amusement. "Don't worry, Dizzy," Isabelle said, grabbing her drawing pad. "We'll get you out." The factory hummed with laughter and joy, powered by the laugh generator, a machine that turned jokes into energy. Suddenly, a shadow fell over the factory. A grumpy robot named Bolt, who disliked fun, bumped into a switch, causing the laugh generator to sputter and stop. The factory grew dim and quiet. The gears slowed, and even the colorful sprinkles seemed to lose their shine. "Oh dear," said Isabelle, her voice small. "What has happened?" Dizzy, still trapped, felt the sadness creeping into the factory. Her whoop became a faint eep. The colorful sprinkles on her surface began to fade. "We need to get the laugh generator working again," exclaimed Gabriel, his face determined. "But how?" Isabelle asked. "With the help of your drawing, Isabelle," Gabriel shouted back, looking around. He knew that the factory had many problems, and he knew that his friend could solve them. They looked at Dizzy, the sad donut who was stuck between two cogs. Isabelle, remembering her drawing, grabbed her magic pencils and began to sketch. She drew a fantastical machine, a giggle-powered gizmo that could recharge the laugh generator. "We need something to help her spin," exclaimed Gabriel, thinking, "If we can get Dizzy spinning again, the hole might open to the laugh dimension. We can get the generator working." He remembered how nature worked, and started looking around to see how they could get Dizzy spinning. He thought about how the wind helps the trees, and he knew that they needed something like the wind. They searched for a solution, and Gabriel had an idea. "We can use the air vents," he suggested. The air vents blew air throughout the factory. "If we can angle them just right, we can get Dizzy spinning again." Carefully, Gabriel and Isabelle, using their combined ingenuity, carefully adjusted the vents toward Dizzy. With a gentle push, the air began to flow, and Dizzy began to spin. Faster and faster, Dizzy's whoop returned, and her sprinkles brightened. "Whoop!" she exclaimed. "I have an idea." As Dizzy spun, her hole opened, and laughter spilled into the factory. The laugh dimension's energy surged, and the laugh generator sputtered back to life, with even more force than before. Colors exploded, gears spun with renewed zest, and the factory's joy returned. Dizzy, now free, zoomed around, telling jokes to every robot she could find. The factory was filled with giggles and whoops, and the sprinkles danced in the air. Even Bolt, the grumpy robot, felt a tickle of a smile. Dizzy, noticing Bolt, spun up close and told him her best joke. "Why don't scientists trust atoms?" she asked. "Because they make up everything." The sprinkles turned a bright gold as the factory filled with laughter. Bolt, against his will, let out a small chuckle. He found himself joining in the celebrations, even tapping his metallic feet to the rhythm of the joyful hum of the factory. He started to see that it wasn't so bad after all. The factory was no longer dim or gloomy. It was a place where joy and laughter thrived. Dizzy, Isabelle, and Gabriel, together with all the robots, celebrated the power of friendship, joy, and a well-told joke. They learned that even when things seem dark, a burst of laughter and a little help from friends can make everything brighter. And as the sun set, casting a golden glow on the robot factory, Dizzy spun one last time, her sprinkles shimmering, ready for another day of laughter and fun. Let's see what a great listener you are. Can you answer the following question? What happened when Bolt turned off the laugh generator? Let's see how you did. The answer is, the factory became gloomy and the robots lost their joy. You did a great job. That's all for now. I can't wait until our next story pie adventure together.